Picture yourself standing in front of the olive aisle at the supermarket. Two jars sit quietly side by side, one filled with bright, sharp green olives, the other with deep, velvety black ones. They share the same shape, the same shine, even the same origin, yet everything about them feels different, as if they come from two entirely separate worlds. And here's the twist that disrupts that assumption. Both green and black olives come from the very same tree. One kind of fruit, two colors, two destinies. So the real question becomes, if they begin identical, how do they end up tasting, feeling, and behaving so differently? Green olive or black olive, which is better? To understand that, we have to follow their journey, from the moment they're picked to the way they're cured, from bitterness to flavor, from simple chemistry to generations of culture. Because inside every olive lies a story far longer than its size suggests. Same tree, different destiny. The first truth surprises almost everyone. Green olives and black olives do not come from different varieties. They are the same fruit from the exact same tree. The only difference is when they're picked. Green olives are harvested early while they're still firm, crisp, and unripe. Black olives are picked late, once they've fully matured, or in some cases, they're green olives that have been darkened through oxidation during processing. It's no different from a banana. Green and yellow bananas share the same genetic identity, yet ripeness transforms everything from texture to sweetness. Ripeness in olives is the root of every distinction we're about to explore. One tree, one fruit, two destinies. The moment of picking. The moment an olive is removed from its branch determines far more than its color. It defines its entire future personality. Green olives, still firm and resistant, must be hand-picked to avoid bruising. This demands experience, patience, and a gentle touch, which naturally raises labor costs and makes green olives slightly pricier. Black olives, on the other hand, soften as they ripen. Their delicate texture means they're more vulnerable, so growers often rely on nets or mechanical harvesters to catch them before impact. This softness isn't just physical, it signals deeper chemical changes within the fruit. Increased moisture, altered firmness, and shifting flavor compounds. One simple decision, pick now or pick later, sets both olives onto completely different paths. Raw olives are completely can't be eaten. One of the biggest surprises for anyone visiting the Olive Gardens for the first time is the realization that fresh olives are completely inedible. Picked straight from the tree, they are so intensely, almost aggressively bitter that most people can't even keep them in their mouths. This sharp bitterness comes from oleuropein, a remarkably powerful natural compound that makes the fruit impossible to enjoy without intervention, which is why every olive, green or black, must undergo a mandatory transformation known as curing. Through processes such as washing, fermenting, soaking, brining, salting, or aging, curing gradually removes the overwhelming bitterness while revealing the layers of flavor hidden inside. It is only after this long, deliberate journey that olives become not just edible, but cultural symbols woven into the food traditions of entire regions. And it is precisely during this curing stage that green and black olives begin to develop their distinct textures, aromas, and personalities, setting them on two very different paths despite sharing the same origin. Where their personalities are born. The moment when olives truly acquire their distinct personalities begins not on the tree, but in the curing process, a stage far more influential than most people realize, especially since green and black olives undergo remarkably different treatments that shape their flavors, textures, and identities. Green olives typically enter long brine fermentation, resting in salted water for months. This slow, patient transformation preserves their characteristic firmness while encouraging the development of tangy, sharp, and slightly acidic notes that give them their bright, assertive character, almost like a citrusy greeting the moment you bite into them. Black olives, by contrast, can travel along multiple curing pathways: brined, oil-cured, water-cured, or dry-cured, and each method imprints a distinct personality onto the fruit, with oil-cured olives becoming rich, soft, and buttery, dry-cured olives shrinking into wrinkled, intensely savory gems, and brined black olives taking on mellow, earthy tones that make them approachable and versatile. Yet, hidden behind the shelves of many supermarkets lies a twist few shoppers ever suspect. A large portion of canned black olives are not naturally ripened. They are in fact green olives that have been darkened through oxidation, a process that produces their uniform color and mild flavor, but does not reflect the deeper, richer complexity of fully matured black olives. Ultimately, it is the curing method, not the color of the fruit, that determines the vast majority of flavor differences, contributing as much as 70% of what we taste and feel when we eat an olive, making this stage the true birthplace of the personalities we associate with green and black varieties. What's really happening inside the olive? And if you're wondering whether this difference is just subjective, whether it's all in your head, it isn't. Inside every olive, chemistry is quietly doing the work that your palate later recognizes. Green olives retain high levels of oleuropein, the compound responsible for their intense bitterness. Combined with their lower natural sugar content, it creates a flavor that feels sharp, bright, and almost tense, like a fruit that hasn't quite relaxed yet. Black olives, whether they darken naturally on the tree or through controlled oxidation, undergo a gradual chemical shift. Oleuropein breaks down. Natural sugars rise. The result is a softer, rounder taste, less bite, more ease. Oxidation deepens color. Fermentation adds earthy, buttery notes. What you perceive as mellow isn't vague at all, it's measurable. And even color itself isn't as fixed as it seems. Some olive varieties contain anthocyanins, pigments that react to acidity. Add vinegar, and deep purples can drift toward pink, a quiet reminder that what we see is always in motion. So when green olives feel bold and black olives feel gentle, your senses aren't imagining it. They're reading chemistry. And now that you understand what's happening inside the olive, let's taste the difference. The right olive for the right dish. Experiences of tastes. Now let's taste them. Green olives greet you with boldness. They're firm, tangy, salty, and intense, snapping between your teeth with confidence. They appeal to people who enjoy assertive flavors like capers, pickles, strong vinegar, and fermented vegetables. Green olives shine in dishes that crave bold accents. Strong tapenades, charcuterie and cheese boards, Mediterranean salads, cocktails like martinis, dishes that need a sharp, salty punch. Meanwhile, black olives offer a completely different welcome. Soft, gentle, buttery, and mild. They blend into dishes rather than dominate them. Their quiet flavor makes them perfect for everyday use and explains why they're such a favorite topping for pizza, salads, and sandwiches. If green olives are the extroverts, bright, sharp, outspoken, then black olives are the introverts, autel, warm, and quietly comforting. Black olives fit seamlessly into comfort foods and everyday meals. Pizza, pasta bakes and casseroles, sandwiches, simple garden salads, nachos and tacos. Choosing the right olive can completely change the mood of a dish. Olives aren't just toppings, they're flavor anchors, shaping the identity of the dish they enter. when curing became culture. At this point, it's tempting to think of curing as just a technical step. Salt, time, chemistry, process. But long before supermarkets, labels, and expiration dates, people already understood something essential. An olive is never finished on the tree. Ancient writers noticed the same thing modern science later explained. Fresh olives were unbearable, bitter beyond tolerance. And yet, once brined, fermented, or aged, they transformed into something nourishing, valuable, even sacred. This wasn't just about making food edible. It was about patience, about waiting long enough for bitterness to become depth. And that understanding shaped entire civilizations. When olives were more than food. In ancient Greece, olives were not a side ingredient. They were a foundation. According to legend, when the city of Athens was choosing a patron god, two powers competed. Poseidon struck the ground and summoned water, salt water. Useful, perhaps, but limited. Athena planted something quieter, an olive tree. She won. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was practical. Food, oil, wood, light, medicine, trade. That single tree was considered so valuable that harming it could lead to exile. Inspectors were appointed to check sacred olive trees regularly. There were even court cases arguing over whether a stump once held an olive tree, because that mattered. Olive oil itself functioned almost like currency. Olympic champions weren't crowned with gold, but with wreaths made from wild olive branches, and rewarded with jars of oil worth a small fortune. To the ancient world, olives were not just nourishment. They were stability. They were continuity. A slow food for a slow civilization that understood the value of time. Back to the table, a taste of the past. That philosophy shows up clearly in one of the simplest ancient dishes: olive relish. Chopped olives, oil, vinegar, a handful of herbs. No masking, no sugar, no shortcuts. Just olives that have already done the hard work, enduring bitterness, salt, and time, now allowed to speak for themselves. Served with bread, with cheese, shared. It's a reminder that for most of history, olives weren't eaten as decoration. They were eaten with intention, chosen carefully, prepared slowly, appreciated fully. So let's return, one last time, to that supermarket shelf. Two jars, side by side, quiet, ordinary, easy to ignore. At first glance, they look like opposites, different colors, different personalities, different worlds. But now you know the truth. They didn't start different. They started identical. What separates them isn't color. It isn't quality. And it certainly isn't which one is better. It's when they were picked. And what happened to them after. Green olives carry the tension of youth, bright, sharp, unapologetic. Black olives carry the softness of time, mellow, rounded, quietly comforting. Neither is superior. Each is complete in the right moment. And maybe that's why olives have survived for thousands of years, because they remind us that bitterness isn't a flaw, it's just a stage. So the next time you reach for one of those jars, pause for a second. Which one are you choosing today? The sharp energy of green or the patience of black? And tell me in the comments, which olive do you reach for, and why? Our team uses publicly available online sources and AI-assisted research tools to create this video. We strive for accuracy, but errors or omissions may still occur. So please view this content for entertainment purposes only and use your own judgment when considering any information presented. Nothing here is intended as professional, legal, medical, financial, or safety advice, nor as encouragement for risky or illegal actions. We do not promote hate, harassment, violence, or misleading information, and we work to comply with YouTube's community guidelines, terms of service, copyright, and fair use rules, and all applicable laws. If you believe any part of this video infringes your rights or violates YouTube policy, please contact us.